Hello and welcome to Let's Play Startopia. The name's kind of weird, so I kind of sometimes forget it. I've only played it a few times. Well, I've been playing it. I played it all day yesterday. But anyways, I will be doing this Let's Play. Well, I'm gonna at least do Mission 1. It's not gonna take too long. I've done up to Mission 5, or not Mission 5, Mission 6 or 7. And then I got stuck. If I end up Let's Playing this until then, I will talk about that. Just a few things to mention before I start. Well, I guess I could, no. But, yeah. There will be some... hopefully there won't be, but there probably will be some... like, my audio might be ahead or behind of the visuals. Currently, it will be ahead. But when I edit it, hopefully I'll make it really close. Because right now, the audio is about a second or two before the visuals. Because I did some audio tests, and it was just like, because the sound to me right now seems really loud. But I generally play games with pretty quiet volume. So I tested it just to make sure, and it is fine. At least it was. I hope it doesn't end up being too loud for some reason, like YouTube changes it or something. I really hope that doesn't happen. Maybe I should... no, I'm not gonna lower it. See, I'll be doing this first mission. I'm sorry if there are any audio issues, but it's gonna happen. Like, when I say audio, I mean the audio in general. Even this music in the background and the sound effects from the game, it's not just me talking, it's everything compared to the visuals. I don't know what's happening. I tried messing around with the frap settings, changing the FPS from, like, right now it's 29.97. I changed it to 30 and I changed it to, I changed it to 30 and I changed the FPS to 60 with fraps, and neither of them did anything. So I really don't know exactly what those are for. I just thought maybe it would help, and it didn't. So... yeah, let's just get started. I'm only going to be doing this first mission for now. If you guys want me to do more, generally just like one comment will get me to do more, because generally only about 1 or 2 of you comment on a video, which I'm dealing with now. I don't care too much anymore.
This glistening before you like a jewel is the Grulian way station. I welcome you to it. Permit me to introduce myself. I am Val, a virtual artificial life form. It is my task, and possibly my pleasure, to assist you during your time at this way station. The mission assigned to you, if I may be so bold, is as follows. Your employers, the Grulian Workers' Party, require you to turn this way station into somewhere the asteroid miners can relax between their arduous shifts. I shall be on hand to aid you, of course, and I wish you luck, speed, and freedom from stupidity. Nothing will enter or exit the way station without a docking portal. You must build one with the hardplan crate provided. 2 crates containing scuzzer droids have also been provided to aid you in this task. When you completed it, vessels will be able to connect with the station, and cargoes of goods or people can arrive or leave. It's vital, so you should start its construction immediately. Immediately, I said.
Yes, you did say that. Okay, so in this game you are just... you're not a robot, because he calls you a carbon-based life form a few times. I don't know about in this first mission, but he does later on. I think you're just something. I don't know. I don't know if you're a human necessarily or not. But anyways, yeah, you're just like this thing that floats around. You're not connected to the ceiling with anything. I know that because you can exit the space station eventually once you get up to Biodeck, which isn't until mission 5. Well, I mean, you get out to it during the tutorial, but in mission 5 is when you actually can get access to it during the missions. I hate the way these are laid out. I like putting them in other places. There's a way that I usually organize the starbase is the space station. My areas, I generally organize them a specific way. Oh, I can't open those. So yeah, these things are scuzzlers. They are scuzzlers, right? Ah, stop moving. Yes. You can pick up things in this game by just left-clicking them, and then you left-click them again to beam them down. It beams down there's a list that pops up over here. The one on the topmost area is beamed down first. This is your energy, which is shown up here. I currently have 74,850 energy. The size of this changes depending on the amount of energy you have. If you have like 100 energy, you probably don't have power anywhere. For one, because you use this energy as, well, energy to like power everything, but you also use it as currency. These help with energy everywhere. They're power boosters. So like you can eventually expand out with these things. I just don't have access to them in this mission, I guess, or maybe I do later on in the mission. In the first few missions it's free to expand, but eventually you will have to pay money, and then eventually you're going to have to capture them from other people. And that's what the mission that I'm on currently is, where I have to capture people. Not this one, but the one that I'm currently on. In my main profile. It's, I'm not good at that. So I'm losing. I lost, actually. Well, I lost a third of my, very first level. So I quit because it had quite a, few useful things in it, like a factory and a star dock and a cargo bay, or I think it's called cargo bay. Whatever, it stores cargo. I don't think it's a cargo bay though, it's a cargo thing. Anyways, back to the mission.
All species need to rest sometimes. It's a universal truth. So I suggest you build a berth containing at least 5 sleeping pods. You'll need to use the hard plan crate provided. There will be no sleep until you've done it.
Yeah, so, throughout the missions, there's Val just telling you how to do stuff. But, sometimes he doesn't necessarily exactly tell you how to do stuff. Like, in Mission 5, I was having the hardest time because you have to use the biodeck in that one to grow plants and food and stuff. Well, we might get to that mission eventually. Trying to find a good way to make this, because I already know where I want the Dynomat and the Lavatron. You see, there's a way that I usually have this stuff. I usually have specific things in specific places. I don't like necessarily size out exactly what my rooms are going to be. I really don't care too much about the rooms. I just generally have a general location. I don't now. I guess that'll be good. I could have another power booster recharger right there, I think. These are just random rooms for, well, not random rooms, they're not even rooms really, it's just one big, it's kind of like an apartment. These are little beds that you can rent out. Well, you can't, but that people rent out. All species rent out. Well, yeah, they're people. They go into these, they step into them, and then they tilt backwards. And they just sleep in them, and they pay you money. Well, energy, not money. And I don't know if these actually do anything, putting like image projectors and ultra lamps, but I'd like to if I have enough money, and since this is the first mission, I have plenty of money. Might as well put another door there. Really doesn't change anything, but why not? Yeah, I don't think having image projectors, in other words televisions, or lamps and such, really changes anything. I just like to have them. And I hate being confined to one area because it's so cramped once you get used to having multiples. I generally like to be on the right side for some reason, and like looking at it from the from a side view. But like this, I kind of, you know, can't. So yeah, this game is quite fun and stuff. You can't get it on Steam, just letting you know. If you try to look it up on Steam, you will not be able to find it. Because if you haven't been able to tell by now, it's not the newest game. I mean, it's not an extremely old game, but it's not the newest game. And even though it's old and the graphics aren't the best, I still think the graphics are pretty good. I mean, again, they're not great, but they're still not awful or anything. Let's see. I want to explain more stuff. I'm going to. Well, actually, there's only one more thing that I can really explain. People come up from it through this. I don't know if Val's already explained that. I think he might be about to. But anyways, people come out through this. They come here to visit your station, and if you can hire them, you just like right click them, not left click. If you left click, nothing happens. Yeah, you right click them, and then there's like a little button that has the symbol for who you're working for. Right now I'm working for these people. I don't remember what the company is called with these people. Actually, it might just be an icon. It might not be an actual people. I don't know. But anyways, yeah, there'll be that insignia. You click on it, and then they are hired. And depending on the race, they have different jobs. The Salt Hogs are manufacturers. Basically, they work in factories and recyclers and such. I think those are the only things they work in. There are the Turrican, which you won't see for a while if I do continue this. They are researchers. You put them in labs. There are the Greys. They are called that. They are basically the stereotypical little gray aliens that are in movies. Like, I know they're green a lot of the time, but sometimes they are gray. And they go around like abducting cows and killing them and stuff. Not in this game. That's what they look like, those. And Val actually made a joke about how he remembers that they used to go around slaughtering cows, or he might have said cattle. Yeah, he made a joke on level, the one that I was just on, 6 or 7 or something like that. He might not say that every time or something, but it was quite funny. You can tell exactly from the enthusiasm in my voice and how well I portrayed the humor. Yes, no, but yeah, there are the. Oh my god, I have such a hard time remembering this name. Kamarama, I think. They are agriculturalists. On the biodeck, they will plant crops, which are really, really useful, and you have to do it for one mission, but they're really, really useful. You can get tons of different cargoes from the crops and sell them to people. There are, let's see what else, the Turk, the Turk or the Torque, I don't remember. Not the Turrican, the Turk or Torque, I think it's Turk. They're these like little insect-like creatures that work in, I think they only work on comm sensors. They might work in more places. And then there are the Kafarians or something like that. I don't know. I know it starts with a K. They're like these huge creatures. They basically are your defenses, and they're used for well, yeah, they're just defenses. They work in security centers. I mean, this doesn't matter at all. It's just like, I don't know, some information that I want to share. I mean, you would find out about this whenever I played the missions anyways. But anyways, yeah.
A lavatron is required. These units sanitize, refresh, and clean anyone entering them. Some races are cleaner than others, but at least with a lavatron, you're giving them the option to divest themselves of all the germs, goo, and unhygienic horridness that they may be caked in. Again, you'll need to use the hardplan crate.
So yeah, that's where the lavatron's gonna go. Then there's a dynomat. I'm gonna be putting it right here. I think. I don't know. I might want to put it. No, I'm gonna put it up there. Oh, and this is a salt hog. See? Brilliant Salt Hog. This symbol is what you click to hire people. There's no point in me hiring him right now because there's nowhere that he can work. I think I'd still be paying him though. Down here are his stats. Huh, I didn't notice that they followed your mouse around. Anyways, skill, dedication, loyalty. I think the most important one is really just skill. That's the one that I mainly pay attention to. Depending on their different skills and such, they cost more to hire. Like if they have no skills, like you can find people that have no skill, dedication, or loyalty. They will eventually build it up, I think, from working, but I'm not completely certain about that. Yeah, so the higher their stats, the more they cost, but the better job they do. So it seems like right now I'm just having salt hogs. Or
things seem to be going well. My fears that you'd be a disaster appear unfounded. Waystation Zeton Setoi imploded a while ago when its supervisor unprimed the flux discharge tunnels, and the static megaburst instantly turned the place back into star stuff. Oh, don't worry. The design of that place was nothing like this. Now to business. You must construct a dynamat using the hardplan crate. This will feed the population. At least until it gets much larger.
Which, when I first heard, I thought it meant there'd be another thing that you get. But no, it just basically means that you're gonna need more than one eventually. Unless I just haven't gotten far enough into the game. I don't know how many missions there are. They're not all revealed to you, or at least, I don't know, maybe, well no, they aren't all revealed to you until you've, well, beaten all of them, so. I think there's like 10, but I don't know. So right here, I'm gonna put it right here. Am I? Yeah. I don't really focus on, I don't focus too much on, like, would it be good to place it here? Because I'd be able to build more stuff over here, over there. Like, I just try and make it look good to me. I don't really care about, if I have enough space. Well, I mean, the only times that I really do is with star dogs. And other stuff that's really big.
Your droids are working hard. As I have to say are you. However, you don't need recharging, and they do. A droid recharger is your construction task. Unless you are denser than an embryonic anti-quasar, you'll know by now that you'll need a hardplan crate to do this.
I did not know that. I guess I'm denser than an embryonic heavy quasar. I think that's what he said. I wasn't really paying attention to what he was saying, because I've heard it all before. I never understood what these were supposed to be. Like, I think it's just how it's mounted on the ground or something, but I don't know. Maybe it's supposed to be like bolts in the center of them, like bolting them to the ground or something. I don't know.
Congratulations, your progress is certainly impressive. An impartial observer might comment that you have the luck of the roulette playing Decapus of Axis Prime.
Yeah, I know, right?
Supervisor, your lack of ineptitude is a blessing, so it's time to open a new segment. This will give you a new area in which to expand. You may congratulate yourself, but not for long. There is much to do. You are aware of how the hardplan crates operate, and you'll need this knowledge to construct a wealth of new units. If I wasn't so cynical, I'd be quite excited at the prospect.
So dirty. Your droids will do this too, but it's faster to just beam them up.
Supervisor, your lack of a recycling plant is urgently required. Efficiency is everything in space. By recycling, you'll convert waste, almost any waste, back into energy. 4 salt hogs are required to work the recycling plant, but more of that later. Your first task is to build it in a useful position.
So yeah, I don't think the Scuzzlers bring the trash to these. I think they just destroy it somehow. Whereas if you beam it up, you can send it directly to this area right here, and it'll be used as energy. It'll be used to power. Well, is it powered? I don't know. But it'll be used to send a beam of energy to this thing. Or more like blasts of energy. It's not really like beam. You can place pretty much anything in those. Dead bodies. I'm not joking. You can place dead bodies. People will die from diseases and convicts. Or not, would it be a convict if they're not in prison? I don't know. From diseases, people who have done bad things before. I don't know what else to call them. Criminals. That's the word. I'm smart. Yeah. Criminals. And as you can see, it will, like, collect up right there. A bit. I don't know if it'll eventually get up that high. If it does, I think you have a trash problem. A huge trash problem. And I currently have no salt hogs, so they aren't, like, sending the beams over there because it's not automated. Right now it really doesn't matter about the skills of your people. But eventually it will. Actually, he has no skills. I don't really want him. You're fine. You're okay. He's like, I have no money. Oh, I have money now.
Good. The recycling plant is built. But as I said, you need 4 salt hogs to operate it. Hire them using the hire menu.
Already did.
Remember that, Alder? Supervisor, why not help your scuzzer droids by beaming up rubbish and junk and dropping it directly into the recycler?
I did that.
Or is such a menial task below you?
No. I was cleaning up all the trash myself. Go on. I saw it once. There's still more trash over there, I thought. Yeah, there is. I see it. There. See, it like sends weird blasts over to it. Doesn't give you tons of energy, I don't think. I've never actually paid attention to how much it gives you.
Who are you? I am familiar with all the way station supervisors from the Glulian worlds through the 6 voids right out to the Kelpian black hole. Must be new. In which case, I am a Ronadar, most respected of the free traders. Delighted to meet you. Anyway, I'm in this sector offloading some late vintage mucus wine. And as I have a couple of scuzzer droids I don't require, I thought I should give you first refusal. You'd be getting a bargain if you took them.
Yeah, this guy, he's just like this dude that can trade with you no matter what. You don't have to have a star dock, whereas with everyone else, every other species, the Greys, the Sirens, the Hamarama, such and such, you need a star dock so they can dock in your station and trade with you. Whereas this guy, you don't for some reason. He pretty much always rips you off. There are some times where he gives you the just flat price. Not, when I say flat price, I mean like it's not too much, it's not a discount, it's just the flat price of what it normally would be, no matter without any penalties or anything. Right now, if you notice the 3 frowny faces, from what I understand, they mean that it is a very bad deal. Whereas if they were smiley faces, then you'd be getting a bargain on it. Whereas right now, I'm obviously not, as I said. But they're still not that expensive. I think they do cost more than this later on in the game, too. I don't know, I could be wrong. I generally make them, I don't buy them, so. You can't buy them from too many people, I don't think, either. I don't know, I could be wrong, too. I'm not too. So yeah, until you find a race in the game that you have to work for or something like that, you will not find that race in your space stations. Like, as you see, I only have salt hogs. I only know about salt hogs. Next mission, mission 2, I think I get access to the Tark. No, that might be mission 3. I don't know, but anyways, you slowly get introduced to them. By mission 5, you already know about the sirens, the Tark, the salt hogs. I think that might be it. Yeah, I think that's it. And then there you meet the Kamarama. Oh wait, no, you know about the Churikin by then. The mission before that you learn about the Churikin. And actually I think the mission before that you learn about the Kazvarians or whatever, the one that I don't know how to pronounce.
As supervisor, I must demand your immediate attention. Some technology crates have arrived and I insist that you open them without further delay. Today reminds me of the Grulian Festival of Crimbus, when a random selection of gifts and low-grade toxins are handed to the youngsters, who either squeal with delight or choke as their ventricles are temporarily paralyzed.
I love that holiday. We should adopt it on Earth.
You are busy, and therefore it gives me pleasure to interrupt you, Supervisor.
Oh,
3
yay.
tasks await your attention. You must construct another dynomat, a lavatron, and a berth.
I don't need another berth.
Your population is increasing, and if you neglect these tasks,
yeah,
you
I
could
do.
face a mob of hungry, smelly, tired customers. And I wouldn't wish that on you, frankly.
Well, yeah, but I mean, I have plenty of room in my berth. I could just place more sleeping pods. Like, they're all being used right now. But I won't need a whole nother berth, but I kind of have to build it. So you just right-click anywhere. Well, not anywhere. But, for now, anywhere. On the ground. Anywhere on the ground, as long as there's not a thing or a person there. Yeah, you can make them much more cramped if you want. I generally don't like to. I generally try and make them, you know, actually look nice. Because at least I don't get tons of population, so one berth is plenty for me. So, and even with making it look nice and not having tons of sleeping pods, I don't know if that's a bad thing necessarily. I also generally don't have a lot of energy because I spend it a lot. Again, that's probably bad, but eh. Well, probably bad. No, that definitely is bad. Oh. Do I not have any room over here? Really? Ah! It's because it's not laid out the way I'm used to. I mean, I could put it over here. I could put it back there. No, I'll just... I guess. I don't really want to put it there, but... eh. Because, I mean, it's kind of better to put them up here, I think. Because there's a lot more people that emanate up here. Like, because they first come out, they can immediately go use the restroom or whatever that's supposed to be. I think it's just a restroom. Or they can go eat.
The salt hogs you previously hired are good workers and in line with your current expansion.
But you need more people.
It might be an excellent idea to bring the total number of salt hog employees up to 6. Use your skill, judgment, and instinct to pick those that won't let you down.
No. In other words, just hire random people. That's what I did my first time. And it's generally what I'm doing now. It's just if they have absolutely no skill, I'm not hiring them. Like that guy, he has nothing. I think I have 7 now. Not 6. Whatever.
The salt hogs you
Yeah.
I've seen supervisors come and go, but you look like you're doing well here. I remember old Migby Pariah. He looked like a 2D laser copy of himself when that bile worm eventually crawled out. Serves him right, I suppose. Listen, you don't want to buy it. No, I can see you're not into that. And the stuff I have is shockingly strong. Sorry, shouldn't have mentioned it.
It seems that you're either a competent supervisor or you're lucky. Either way, your station is a success, and you will not now suffer the fate of one supervisor many years ago. His name, I recall, was Migby Pariah. What happened to him? Oh, he had a bile worm implanted in his central eye. When it finally crawled out of his toe, it was 9 meters long.
Yay.
The Grulian culture can be cruel, but it's also rather beautiful, don't you agree? By the way, make sure all your visitors have adequate facilities. Do excuse the intrusion, but I'm rather concerned. You are taking too long in your task. I humbly suggest doing everything more quickly.
I did everything way before you mentioned this. And it's because I'm taking time and talking. I could have finished this way earlier than now. Oh, and also, this line, it means nothing. It's just where it opens and closes. I could, well actually could I close it? No, I couldn't. Yeah, you could make a facility right on it. Once I had a lab right on the line, and everything else wasn't on the line, and I was just thinking to myself, wouldn't that be funny if there was a malfunction or some sort of dangerous thing it had to close? No one knew about it. Well, I mean, they saw it, but if they were in a building, they didn't know about it. The lab would just go and be crushed, and everyone in it would never know. That'd just be really kind of scary to think about that every day whenever you come to work. Like, this thing could close any minute. It could just close any minute. And we're right on the line. Right on the line. We could die at any moment. Oh my god. Yeah. Oh, and if you haven't noticed by now, the structure is a circular structure. It, as you can see, it tilts up.
Excuse my interruption, but I have new orders from the Grulian Workers' Party Secretary. You are to expand the way station into a communications relay post. I assure the GWP that you're capable of this. I hope this faith in you is not misplaced. Otherwise, we'll both be visiting the labor exchange on Prodar 6.
That sounds fun.
Oh, grey travellers have also been granted access to the station. How delightful.
Yeah, when you first hear that, I was so confused. Grey travelers have now been granted access to the station. What? Grey travelers? I was really confused, and then yeah, you see the greys eventually. Okay, so what? I need to make a comm sensor or something? I don't know. Greys? Yes, there's a grey. See, the stereotypical aliens, huge disc eyes, they don't blink, they're naked, yeah. Just the stereotypical aliens.
The GWP have dispatched a number of TARG communication experts to your station. Whilst members of the TARG make good workers, don't be fooled by their insectile nature. The TARG are a proud race. They would say haughty and aloof. The rest of us say miserable. Your task is to keep your TARG employees happy. Keeping employees content is an unwelcome but necessary part of every supervisor's role. Who knows? One day you may even make me happy.
Okay. But anyways, I thought this mission was a lot shorter. I thought I only had the salt hogs. It seems like I might get all the way to sirens. And this, because it's talking about making people happy, and the sirens are basically the only people that... Oh, cool, they already have a job. Yeah, sirens are the people that, are in charge of entertainment, basically. Their race, in general, is just hugely entertainment-based. The Greys are hugely, medical-based, and the Salt Hogs, as I already said, are manufacturer-based.
2 hard-plan crates have been provided. From these you may build 2 comm sensors. After all, if you want to expand, you must communicate with the outside universe. That's an old Grulian cliché, if you must know.
Yeah. If you click on the thing and then you just click the check mark, as long as there's not another message that is like another message next or message that's coming up, then it'll just keep speaking, which I use quite a bit. Comm sensor. Okay, at least I can place it here. Then this is another comm sensor. I really don't need two. Yes, game mission is a lot longer than I thought it was. I thought it wasn't until mission 2 that I started doing this stuff. You can eventually get upgrades for these, where they have wheels instead of legs, so they go much faster. I remember watching this first mission, watching them move around. I was thinking, who's the idiot that designed these? Why wouldn't they give them wheels instead of these stupid legs? I mean, like, really, they can't bend them. They just, like, move back and forth. The feet do nothing. It's just, like, pointless. Except for, like, aesthetics. And they look better with the wheels, too. So it's just really weird.
I apologize for tearing you from your presumably vital work, but an
Yes,
emergency
it was
message is
really
arriving
tough.
via the comm sensor channels.
Okay. Way stations, shuttle, Surrounding. 5, request urgent docking, repeat, request urgent docking. We have a sick passenger, a VIP diplomat is critically ill on board. Request immediate docking. Yeah, all this stuff is in another language, so I'll probably be reading it at first, but eventually I'm not going to, because I mean, the text is probably a bit too small to read. Yeah, I already read that. It's probably a bit too small to read on YouTube. Whenever I get Star Docs, I'll be reading the what it says whenever the people come in to trade. At first, eventually I won't, because you can tell exactly who it is from the sounds that they make. Because each race makes a different sound.
You know, we could cure that ailing diplomat if only we had a sick bay.
You are clearly a supervisor of great ability. I have something you might like. I never offer this to anyone else, but I have a nearly new sick bay. It's yours if you want it. I never thought I'd sell it, as it was a gift from 4 of my mothers. But
I'm
I
so
like
happy
your
you have
face,
4 mothers.
so it's yours if you're interested.
It's probably big enough. Diagnosis unit. It's what heals everyone. Then waiting couches. I don't think you necessarily need these, but well, actually, yeah, you probably do. Because then people can go in and wait. Whereas beforehand, people would not be able to. They'd just have to, like, wait until the person who's inside's already done, then come back in. Well, you can make multiple diagnosis units, but there's no point. But yeah, this is the ailing diplomat. You can hire him. I've done it before. It's fun. He has really good skills, so I mean, why not? I don't know what he can do, if he can do anything, but he's hired. Oh, and as you can see, he has a bunch of spots all over him, even on his clothing, which is kind of odd. But yeah, it means he's sick with a... I don't know, it might mean he's sick with an infectious disease, I don't know. He's
have a
sick,
sick bay.
nonetheless.
Now we need a grey alien to operate it. Find one and hire him immediately. There's no time to lose if we're to save the ailing diplomat.
There's plenty of time to lose. No. I'll find a better one. Let's see. Ooh, you're really good. Where are you? You're sabotaging my energy collector. I love you already. Hired. Now go sabotage the sick bay. Go! No. You can have people that... Well, they don't really try to sabotage things. Well, actually, yeah, they do. You'll eventually get, like, people who are criminals, and even if you haven't hired them, they will go into places of work, so, like, comm sensor if they're, TARC, and, sick bays if they're gray, labs if they're Turrican, such stuff like that. But they don't actually work for you, they just stand there and you have to hire more people so they don't do anything. At least I think. It doesn't really say that outright, but from what I've noticed, that's what it does. And then, this is how you heal people in the future. You get a little short gray dude. You have him type in on a keyboard, and then the keyboard hovers over to the ailing person and sends a red light around him, and
Good
then
news
they're
from the
healed.
sickbay supervisor. The diplomat who arrived on the Zedum shuttle Surundai has made a full recovery. Apparently he drank some bad mucus wine. You, it seems, are to be congratulated on your handling of this delicate incident.
Yeah. This is how all the missions end. There are little medals on the side saying what they are. I got a silver in cleanliness, gold in energy because you have so much energy, more than you'll even be able to use in this, and then gold in medical because there was only one person I was supposed to cure, and it's kind of rigged to where you always cure him. Well, I guess you could wait a long time and then maybe he would die, but probably not. So, yeah. Well, I cured 1 out of 1 people, so gold medal. Cleanliness, I'm never that good at. I remember on the research mission, I had such awful cleanliness. The second bridge or whatever, the second level was filthy with trash that people just threw around. Basically, the first level, the buildings, like, the floors were fine. There was no trash on the floors because I would collect it and send it to the recycler, but the buildings were just like coated in grime everywhere. It was awful. And then one day I was like, you know what? I don't know how to clean these. And I started to get a few more buildings, so I was going around wondering like why these were all unclean. Then eventually I was just like, you know, screw it, I don't know how to clean these. And then I got quite a few buildings, so I was making more scuzzlers to build them. And so I made like 9, because that's the max you can make in a factory. So after I made those and I sent them all out, I noticed that the buildings were actually clean, and I was like, oh, that's how you clean them. I had no clue how to clean them. I just knew how to pick up trash from the ground, and because you can't clean the buildings yourself, the scuzzlers have to do it apparently. So yeah, that's a little tip. If you want to have good cleanliness, get a lot of scuzzlers. They're not that expensive either. I don't think it costs anything to manufacture them. It might. Like, there's a little number next to the factory stuff like that you can queue up, but I think it's just how much they're worth. I don't think it's how much they cost. I don't know. I'm probably wrong, but I think it's just how much they're worth, because I don't really ever have a problem with energy whenever I'm making them, whereas I do if I were to buy them. But it might just be the fact that it takes a lot longer to make them than it does to buy them, because it's immediate when you buy them. So yeah, that's it for this one. Tell me how you guys like this. This probably isn't that good to explain how the game is, but if you're somewhat interested, just leave a comment saying if you want me to continue on with this, and I will. I want to. This is an awesome game. I really like it, but yeah, anyways, that is all. Good.